front camera. Twitch. Where's the phone?
Here, you look where it says, you're such an expert.
Here, look for it. Let me know. All right. Today we have a custom build. It's not really a customer's build, it's just a custom build. We're gonna be building in this O11 Vision. What's it called? Damn, what's the name of the name? What's the name of the case? Chrome. O11 Vision Chrome. So it has like that mirror effect when you're looking at the glass. But then once the RGB turns on, you can see like the inside of the PC. Oh, there's like a glare right here, huh? Ah. Or you can see the big light. That white thing on the glass is like our lights in the back. All right. So it's gonna be a pretty higher end parts in this build. It's just a custom build we got parts for, and we're gonna be building it for stream. So we got X870 gigabyte motherboard. We got some Corsair Dominator RAM. For CPU, we got Ryzen 9 7950X. For GPU, we got our 5080 Zotac GPU. For power supply, we got our Lian 1000-watt power supply. I believe it's 1000-watt. Yeah, 1000-watt power supply. And then for AIO, we're just gonna be using our VRLA Tech 360 AIO cooler. And then for fans, we're also gonna be using our high performance RGB VRLA Tech fans. So let's go ahead and get this build started. So typically with this case, you do want to have some type of RGB. Just so when you do turn on the computer, you can see the RGB of the inside of the case. And then when you do turn off the computer, unless you don't want to see the inside of the case, it's more like a mirrored look. Case the chrome. Let's see. All right. Yeah. Thank you. There we go. We got our CPU in. Let's go ahead and put our RAM in. So it's gonna be kind of like a pretty simple build. Nothing too crazy, no LCD fans, something like that. Just want to showcase the O11 Vision Chrome. We have done a black, I believe we also done a white, and we also done like the Evo RGB, the O11 Dynamic Evo RGB. So we want to showcase this O11 Chrome here. All right. So we got RAM, CPU. Then we go ahead and put in the case. Let me go ahead and remove the panels here. Remove this over here. So typically I have the panels already off for the stream, just so we can have everything faster, but just because I want to showcase the mirror look on the actual panels, I left them on. So it's basically it's literally an O11 Vision, just with the panels are different. But yeah, I believe this is already no, it's not shifted. Let's go ahead. We are gonna put 8 fans in this build: 3 at the bottom, 3 on the side, 2 on the 3 on the back side, 2 on the side over here. So we're gonna shift the motherboard down, so we're able to put 2 more fans on the side here instead of 1. Go ahead and just shift it down, insert it, slides right into the bottom. Really easy how they made it. All right. Then we just have to screw all the screws back in. All right. I do need my drill. Can you go get me my drill? It's on my desk. And the AMD bracket for the AIO. Let's go ahead and put the motherboard in to the case. We don't have to move any of the standoffs. They're all perfectly aligned with this motherboard already. Perfect. There we go. Ow. Is it? Yeah. Thank you. All right. Would have been cool if they added like more like chrome stuff in the actual chrome case. But they just changed the glass mounts on this case. The glass mounts are pretty cool. But I feel like they could have done a little bit more on the case itself to change it up a little bit more. We did have the Lambo case before, the O11 Vision Lambo. That one for sure had like more stuff. It had like its own. Was it O11 Vision or was it dynamic? It was like the evil dynamic, right? Yeah. No, it was an evil dynamic because it had the screen on the side and it had the RGB strip. Yeah, the Lambo case was an evil RGB dynamic. That one they kind of kept it the same. They just added the carbon fiber like pillars and they added an actual like screen to it. And it had like the Lamborghini logo and stuff like that. This one they just changed the panels. But the panels are cool, so. All right. We got the motherboard in. Now, let's go ahead and put in our fans in here. So we're basically just be using our Verily Tech high RGB fans, black high performance RGB fans. Just go ahead and put those in. I'm gonna put the bottom ones in. Let's see. There you go. I'm just gonna remove these like wire stuff on there. All right, let's go ahead and move these bottom bracket to put our bottom fans in here. There we go. So these bottom fans are going to be intake. Just like that. All right. Last fan for the bottom. There we go. Let's go ahead. Now we can put in the bracket in. And just gonna zip tie these. Just like that. There you go. Let's go ahead and remove the zip tie. All right. Go ahead and route these cables to the back. All right. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and put all our case cables here, like our F panel, the USB Type-C, USB 2.0. Let's put our F panel here. Just so we get those cables out of the way too. Go. Let's go ahead and put our USB Type-C. Just like that. There we go. Now we just need our HD audio here. All right. Now I'm gonna screw this back in. These two screws at the bottom holding the bracket for the fans. Now we go ahead and put our two fans over here in the back. Again, just removing these little like zip ties on the fans. There we go. Now we go ahead and screw in our two back fans here. Route the fan, align it where I want it. There you go. So in this case, like I said before, it is really easy to build in. Everything's pretty self-explanatory and gives you a lot of range since the case is really big. Even for cable management, the back is really easy to cable manage. You get a lot of space, room, move a lot of cables for your power supply cables. Go ahead and put the last fan that's going to go on the side here. Just like that. Again, you can either put one fan here or just, if you want two, you can put two fans. You just got to move the motherboard. Shift the motherboard down so you're able to fit two fans instead of just one. All right. So we got bottom fan, 3 fans, 2 top fans. Now let's go ahead and get our AIO ready. I'm just going to put a zip tie here just to grab these 2 cables here. Just looks a little bit more nice in the front. All right. Let's go ahead and put our AIO in. We'll put in the bracket after. Got our Tech 360 AIO here in the black and silver. Why every time you see me streaming, I'm building? That's pretty much we do. All we do, we pretty much just build PCs on stream. Either if it's customers build or if it's like just a custom build like this one that we just go ahead and create just to showcase a certain case or anything like that. But yeah, that's pretty much all we do on here. Just build gaming computers. Oh, 59. I can't see it on the. Nah, this one's a 5080. I think in the description or title, I think it's wrong. I don't think it's updated yet, but this build is gonna be a 5080. We usually do a more higher end builds on stream. If you guys want like a lower end build on stream, we could do that too. We do like one of like our Apollos, one of our legacies. I don't know what the prices are going right now, cause for 5060s and that Intel, so I wouldn't be able to give you like a a certain answer just because everything has prices have changed. But for 700, believe like a 56 going for like 300, maybe 250, or 300, or maybe almost 400 bucks. 56 is going for, most likely. Where's my drill? All right. Hope you sleep well. Have a good one. Where's your music? I thought you were gonna play music. All right, let's go ahead and install the AIO onto our case. You put the one for. You didn't put the reels one on here. You gave me the wrong one. There you go. There's everybody else.
You always put the real one on the iPad.
No, I put it on your phone. Like,
Last time you were like, I'm gonna put it over here on the iPad.
no, I never said that. I was like, I'm reading double chat over here.
I'm gonna put up the video.
What's up, Sexin? What's up, everybody on the reels? What's up, Nightmare? What's up, Chris? And I was like, why am I reading double chat over here on the tablet too? All right, go put the AIO in. Just gotta align it. There we go. 400 is cheap for a 5060. Yeah. All right. After this, we are gonna put the bracket on the AIO pump so we can put it on the CPU. Curious, do any of you guys have this case? This O11 Vision Chrome case. All right, there you go. We got our AIO in. I'm just gonna route our fan cables to the back here. All right. We're gonna put our bracket onto our pump. Then we have 4 standoffs that we do have to put onto the bracket of the motherboard as well. These are the 4 standoffs that we do have to put on the back plate bracket of the motherboard. All right. Now we're gonna put these 2 parts, these 2 little brackets on the actual pump itself. So then we can screw it onto the CPU. All right. One more bracket. Got both brackets in. All right. Doing the pump to CPU. So then this AI already comes pre-applied with thermal paste, so we don't have to put any thermal paste on the actual CPU. as once the AIO pump sits, it'll spread the CPU around. I'll go ahead and hand tighten them and then screw them in with my screwdriver. All right, now we got our fan power cable. And plug that in here. Then we got our RGB cable here. Now I'm gonna get a zip tie. Make it look all nice and neat in the front. Like I said, no scattered cables in the front. Just like that. Now we can route this to the back. All right, now we just need, we can put in our GPU in now. And then we just need GPU and then power supply. We do need to connect all our fans as well. But since the GPU is not that big, it is a 5080, so it doesn't really weigh anything, to be honest, either. I'm just gonna put it in now that I have the PC facing this way. So when we put the power supply in, we can already route our GPU cable. There you go. Slide it in just like that. All right, now we can go ahead and plug all our fans and RGB together. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug in our RGB first. So I got a little adapter that goes to RGB 3-pin to the motherboard that goes to our fans. Let's see here. All right. And then these fans, the RGB, they do not link together, but they do have where it splits off where you connect to another end. So that's what we're gonna do here. So it has one female and one male. All right, now we're gonna connect the fan power. I do have splitters for that as well. The splitter that splits into 5. So one end goes into the motherboard, and the other one splits into 5 to connect our other fans to it. So we're gonna go ahead and connect these as well. All right. We got one fan here. Another one. Actually, I'm gonna take this one. This is the longer one. This one. We did our 5 or 2. Actually, it's 8, so it's gonna be 2, 5. So 2, 3 here. I just need these bottom 3 down here to connect. There we go. And we're not gonna do any kill matching today, just because there's just a custom build to showcase the case. Now next is our power supply here. We got a 1,000 watt Lian power supply. Our EG 1000G Edge Gold power supply by Lian. Really like these power supplies, just because you could always have that option to add more USB 2.0s. And the reason why Lian did this is because their LCD fans do, for each LCD fan, you do need a USB 2.0. And of course, not every motherboard is going to have 10 ports for the USB 2.0. The max I've probably seen is probably just like 3 on the actual motherboard. So that's why Lian came out with their own power supply that has that hub specifically for the USB 2.0. But we're not going to be using the USB 2.0 for this one. We're just going to be using the power supply for itself. Or I mean the hub. We're not going to be using the hub. All right, so let's get the cables here. All right, let's see. I believe we only need we need one CPU, 124 pin, and then 112 volt high power. No SATA, no PCIe this time, nothing special. So we got our 12 volt high power here. And connect that here. Just like that. We are going to need our 24 pin. for our motherboard. All right. Then we're gonna need one CPU, which is perfect, which is right here in the front. And that'll be it for the power supply cables that we need. Let's go ahead and put our power supply in the case. I am gonna need got the power supply screws here. Perfect. One last one. All right, let's go ahead and put our CPU in. Just like that. Go ahead and connect our 24 pin to the front here. Another nice thing about these Lian power supply cables is they come with like their own built-in like little comb. Just stretch out the cable a little bit. And it has the comb here to straighten out those cables. And then you can pull it back, all the excess to the back, just so it looks nice and neat at the front like that. And that's pretty much it for this build. Like I said, we're not doing any cable management today just because we are showcasing off the actual case itself. But let me go ahead and put it on panels back on just so you guys can see how it would look if you guys had this case with the panels. All right. So now that we have all the components on, you'll be able to see how it looks with components inside the case and with the glass panels on. All right. So you're probably gonna get like a little reflection. You can see like all my fingerprints on there. Let me go ahead and plug it in. And as you can see, you can't really see to the inside of the case just because of glass. Of course, the light is sitting here. So you can see a little bit inside, but it's pretty much like a reflection. You can see my hand here. I see that. But I'm going to turn it on so you guys can see once the RGB turns on, you'll be able to see more of the case of the inside. Switch it on. Let the RGB boot up. It's a gigabyte board, takes a little bit longer for the RGB to boot up. I'm going to turn off the lights so you guys can see. The RGB should be booting up soon, unless there's a bad connection or something. Let me double check the connection on the RGB. There's a glass panel here. Oh, there you go. Looks like the CPU wasn't plugged in all the way. See, now I see the RGB turned on. I saw. There's a red light in the motherboard as well. Might be something wrong with the motherboard. Because usually it'll boot, and then the RGB will display on these gigabyte boards. Do want to see what light is showing. Maybe we just switch out the part. And showing DRAM. So let me go get other set of RAM, and hopefully it boots up. All right, I got a different set of RAM. Hopefully with this RAM, it'll actually boot up and will show some display. I do want to show you guys how it looks with the RGB on. All right. See if this one boots up. Come on, boot up. Maybe something there's wrong with the motherboard, most likely. It was just showing DRAM after I just changed the RAM sticks. I'm trying to boot it up with just one stick. Hopefully it boots up like that. Yeah, the DRAM light goes straight on the motherboard when you first boot it up. I'm gonna try to clear the CMOS. Maybe there's like a XMP enabled on it. And let's see. Now I was able to get you guys the RGB inside. Something with the motherboard that's up. I'll go ahead and just close it. So you guys can see the inside of it. You can see some of the RGB on the GPU and the RAM. But yeah, it's pretty cool. The screen, the mirror look on the actual glass itself instead of it just being all see-through. If you like that, I really like it, something different from just your regular tempered glass. Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the RGB to work just because the motherboard is not booting up correctly. And typically with these gigabyte boards, it needs to boot up first, do its previous boot, and then it'll show the RGB on the fans. But yeah, guys, we'll go ahead and end the stream here. Again, I'm very sorry we couldn't get the RGB to work on the PC. But for next week, most likely we'll have a customer's build, and now we'll have another custom build. Hopefully we have a different case. When we do custom builds, just for the stream, we usually try to do builds that are a little bit different from the customer's build, just so you guys can see other types of cases that we do have and that we could offer. If there is a certain type of build that you do want and are interested in building with us, go ahead and let the customer service know. They'll be happy to help you. If you do want, if you have ordered a PC with us and wanted us to build it on stream, go ahead and let customer service know as well, and we'll be more than happy to build it on stream for you. But with that being said, we'll go ahead and end stream here. Again, very sorry we weren't able to get the RGB to work on the PC. But we'll see you guys next Friday. Have a good one.